Lines. Without lines, life would be even more chaotic. Line is a powerful and versatile communicator. Lines tell us where to queue, what the time is, where we can drive. Our letters and numerals are all made up of lines. An artist can share an idea with the viewer with a single line drawing. A contour drawing aims to show where the hollows and bumps are. Lines can be thick, thin, short, long, curved, zigzag, vertical, horizontal, perpendicular, parallel, geometric or organic. Lines can also be broken and tenuous. Lines also can have their own character. Try drawing lines that are happy, angry, dreamy, stormy, coarse. Line can be built up to achieve value, hatching and cross-hatching, scribbling. Printmakers and etchers use line to either tell their story or make a design, and everything in between. Look at op art. Op art is optical illusion, such as the marvellous Bridget Riley. In painting, lines are not always obvious as they are in drawing, but let's look at what they are doing in a few paintings. In conjunction with other elements, they serve to emphasise and direct the viewer's eyes and make powerful messages about how the artist felt about their subject. God creating Adam, Michelangelo, Sistine Chapel. Making Adam in his own image, and we've got two very important lines, and their limbs, they're their arms, and they're just touching, and that really connects the two halves, or not halves, but the two parts of the picture. It all is about that touch.
Yeah, it's the line that connects two parts that are quite different. I like that he's also used the line to surround the bodies and just encapsulate them. So that's reinforced in the red bit of fabric and then again in the mountainside.
The 3rd of May. It's a real date. Painting is by Goya, and it's a very powerful painting. The line in this is not the dominant thing, but every barrel of those guns is pointing towards the victim. Now, it's Spanish Civil War. Normal war paintings have Napoleon on a fine horse and rearing up and being victorious. We didn't see a lot of blood and guts. This is Spanish War, Spaniards rounding up protesters, I suppose is the word that we would use today, and shooting them. It makes it very personal, and this fellow there, his pose reminiscent of being up on a cross. The palms of his hands, if you were to look closely, have marks as though nails were pumped through. The church in the background is just fading away. I mean, they've used light, a lot of triangles, but there's repeated rhythm, not only in the barrels of the guns pointed at this person, but the legs of the people that are shooting the guns. They're all off at angles, very aggressively. Some people call this the first modern painting, but it brings war back to a very personal thing, and it doesn't glorify it at all. It's a very powerful painting.
Yeah, exactly as you pointed out, the legs, I see the repeated shape though as being a V shape. So you've got his arms up in a V, and you've got the guy who's deceased on the ground, and his arms are also in a V. And it's a sort like a form of surrender, but it's also a V for victory, kind of a twist on that. So there's that constant repetition, even in the woman in the background, with the way that she's hiding her eyes. And Henri Toulouse-Lautrec's Can-Can Dancers. What fantastic line. This is really moving and driving. You get a sense of motion, and you've got a real feel for those fluffy ruffles and the feathers. You can just see them, imagine them moving, just looking at the way the line is depicted in this work.
Yeah, I like the limbs again are sort of lines. They're sort of jaunty and off-centre and all in the chaos of Can-Can.
Back to limbs being lines again. This is Matisse's The Dance. It's very, very bright, and it's moving a lot because of the colour, but if you look at the flow of the line, there's that real movement to it.
Yeah, it's exaggerated. It sets up quite a vigorous dance, and they're going full on it, well, without their clothes and all, but, you know, using line to set up a very powerful rhythm, and there's a lot of action in that.
Even those boobs are dancing.
In summing up, line can add strength to your painting. You can use implied line around your composition to give it more structure, more power. Lines, lines, lines.